In today's episode of the Hexagon Challenge, it is the first phase final. We take on America de Cali over 2 legs, and off the back of that, we will let you guys know who's coming in and who's going during the transfer window. Let's get into it. Hello everyone, welcome back to Shaun Does FM. I hope you are doing well. Before we get into today's episode, if you haven't watched yesterday's, which pretty much sets up what's happening today, then I suggest you go back and check it before you get started on this one. So there's warning. And if you are new to the channel or haven't done so already and do enjoy the content here, then please do hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, leave a comment, a thumbs up, anything helps. It is greatly appreciated. There's not a lot of mucking around to do today because off the back of yesterday's episode, we're only 3 days further on and we're at this first league against America de Cali. We are away. We'll just get straight into it. There's nothing to talk about today. It's just crack into it. TV coverage has started. America de Cali playing a 4-3-3, essentially identical to ours. That is how they line up. A decent team that held us to a 1-1 draw when we took them on during the league season. There's our team. It is full strength apart from Hexagon and therefore a suspended Fuentes as the teams come out. America de Cali at home are in the red. We're in our white with the green stripe. That's going to be the case over both legs, I imagine. It will be America de Cali to kick off. They are playing right to left. If we can get the job done over both legs here, we will take our place in the group stage of the Copa Libertadores. These guys were the best team that didn't win a title last season, so they joined at the same stage that we did, but got knocked out by Sao Paulo in the third qualifying round, a round in which we went through betting, I can't remember who the opposition were, but we bet whoever we played 7-0 over 2 legs. So based on that, I'd like to think we're going to be the stronger team, although Sao Paulo definitely a better quality team than the one we faced at that stage of the competition. And in the league, they did show us that they are a decent team, America de Cali. So we'll see how we get on. All the early plays been with them so far as we approach the 3-minute mark. Goes up to Londoño. Pidgeahita, Goes putting one out for Mancia. Now look to exploit us down our left here. It's a good slide tackle to block that cross. And they will have a corner, 3 minutes 40 in. The other thing that I forgot to mention, Serna still away with Colombia at the World Cup. So it's Ortiz and Angel at the back. Nothing coming from that corner, just wide of the post, I believe. They've hit all the play so far, but we get a highlight in the 4th minute, and we've found Gutierrez nice and early. He's in the box. He's making his way in. He made that angle tight. His shot was blocked, and that is the highlight. After 6 minutes, still 0-0. Corner to America de Cali. After 10 minutes, they'll put this in. It is headed by managerial, but over the bar. They're getting some chances from corners, but luckily nothing coming from it so far. No shots on target. 13 minutes gone. Throw in at the 18-minute mark. Perez to take this. He tries to put it into the box, but it's been cut out by America de Cali all the way out to Ortiz. But we'll get inside our own half now anyway and see what we can do. Aloyo. He makes his way into the box. Of course, I would like an away goal, but it's not the end of the world because away goals don't actually matter. It will go to penalties if it's a draw. Nothing coming from that highlight though. Still 0-0 after 20 minutes. And Hexagon gets a yellow card. Now they've got a free kick here, but Lara is able to claim that nicely. 21 minutes gone. We'll see if there's a highlight coming from this. He rolls it out to Angel, who gets up to Perlaza. Johnny Perlaza, who is having a really nice season since we brought him in at the start. And we now get it out to Julian. Both Julian and Oscar coming into this game slightly jaded, but given the nature of the fixtures, I kind of had to play them, although Oscar and Walmsley are now the same rating, so maybe that's something we'll have to look at in the transfer window if an offer came in for Oscar around that 20 million mark like we had earlier. It's a cross there from Londoño. We do cut it out, but only as far as Goes and America de Cali at the moment. You'd have to say dominating things. It's a nice ball over for Carbonero, and they will get a goal. He's chipped it over Lara. And it's what they deserve at the moment. You'd have to say 22 minutes gone and they take a 1-0 lead. Nothing to panic about just yet with this being the away leg, but not great. Our defence just caught out here, and it's the left back, Aloyo, who's playing everyone on side there. He was just a bit deeper than the rest, and Carbonero was in behind and chips the keeper, and they won't even check the offside. That's how onside he was. 1-0 after 24 minutes. Goal kick at the 27-minute mark, and Lara gets it straight out to Ortiz. Now Perez. Hopefully we can get something going, because it's been pretty dire so far from us, although over 2 leagues I suppose it's not the end of the world. As I said, I would really like to win this phase of the competition. It means that we can completely focus on other competitions in the second half. Now across there for Gutierrez, it's a good header. Unfortunately he tried to get that across goal. If he had hit that straight, it probably would have beaten Bonilla. And the highlight continues. Hopefully we can cut this out, and we will. Perez getting that down to Ortiz. Now we knock it about ourselves. Oscar. He will try and find Julan, and he gets it. He's in the box. What can he do? He tries to hit one. It's fumble, but out to Martinez, who clears it, and it remains 1-0 as we approach the half-hour mark. Someone laying off a red flare in our area of the fan zone, which isn't ideal. Now across here for Carbonero, a tackle. It's not a penalty. Managerial has a shot blocked, and Duran on the counter. Will something come from this? Duran, he's off. He's in behind. If he could square that way, it would have been nice, but to be fair, the defenders were blocking it, and it's still 1-0 to America de Cali. 38 minutes gone. It's a highlight to America de Cali. Mancia back to Goes. They knock it about. Pedriata. I think that's how you say that name. It's been all them so far this half. Now Londoño with a shot. Oh boy, that's a good goal. Okay, now we're in trouble. 2-0 down. America de Cali giving us windburn at the moment. Yeah, this isn't going how I wanted. Pedriata, I actually just made some changes to opposition instruction. I thought this highlight was just sort of one that popped up out of nowhere. It ended up being a goal, and we're in trouble. 2-0 down before the half. Throw in to Atletico Nacional. Perez trying to find Gutierrez. I think it was cut out by America de Cali, but it's gone out to Perez again. He puts a cross in. Unfortunately, Oscar couldn't get on the end of that, but Arroyo will tidy things up. A goal before the half would be really nice here. Gutierrez, Oscar with a long shot, but that's straight at the keeper, and he's not having a good game. Him and Julan both quite tired. We might have to make those changes at half time. And now, although we will have another long throw, Perez just doesn't have it in him to get in that box. I think we're going to be hoping that Fuentes is back for the next game for those long throws. He is quite useful with those. Now, Boya back up to Perez. Buitrago on a yellow tries to get one through there, but it's cut out. Now, Julan on that right side, trying to put a cross and cut out to Buitrago. As we enter referee's time, there will be 2 minutes of it. Back to Angel, all the way back to the goalkeeper. Interesting highlight if nothing's coming from it. Angel Lara boots that one long. Gutierrez tried to get on into it, but Buitrago Perlaza now back out to Julan. Can he put Gutierrez in there? He's probably going to shot himself, is he? No, out to Perez. Right. Will this be a dangerous ball? Julan finds Oscar, but the shot's blocked. Not getting anything off at the moment. More shots on target, but they haven't been effective enough, and it's been a pretty poor half from us, and that's going to make things very difficult over the remaining 3 quarters of this tie. 2-0. I wouldn't want to concede any more goals over both leagues, because then we need 3 goals to be going through without the lottery of penalties. We're going to have to tell some of these boys to get their act in to get Oloyo and Oscar having stinkers. So we might make those changes right away. No point holding back, especially with the ratings. Walmsley now the same rating, so might as well do that one. And Oloyo just not doing a lot for us. We'll bring Holazo on in good form, and we will get quite angry at the boys here. I'll tell them I expect to see much better, but we'll tell them that we still have a bit of faith in them, just so they don't get their heads down too much. But that is a really poor start to things today. Hopefully the remaining 3 halves of football are better. Holazo and Walmsley on for Oloyo and Estupinan, or Oscar as he's better known, respectively. And yeah, hoping to see a much better second half from our boys to get back into this tie. Free kick to America de Cali as Perez now picks up a yellow card. And it's Carbonero. Here's a shot that's blocked, and it will be a corner. We'll get Perez easing off tackles, and hopefully. And that is the highlight. So it's still 2-0 after 50 minutes, and we now have a throw in Perez to put it in. Although he's just awful at them. Goes gets the ball. Yeah, we might need to change our backup throw-in taker at the moment, because he's not doing anything. Plaza out to Duran. He's in the box, but this doesn't look like it's going to be anything. No, the shots are all going straight at the keeper at the moment, which is disappointing. And it remains 2-0. Free kick to Boya. Now, what will he do here? He curves it, but it's hit the post or the side netting. Couldn't quite see from the angle. We're getting close, but nothing happening yet. Goal kick after 74 minutes. It is to America de Cali. We're just not creating anything at the moment. I've gone and tried to do a river plate here by slowing the tempo down to just high. That long ball into Lara. He covers it safely. We've also taken Julian off for Mosquera, just trying to create something because it's not happening at the moment. We've been creating enough chances. Our XG is really good, but we're not putting them away. They're all going straight at the goalkeeper. So hopefully if we can just take a little bit more time in the build-up, we might be able to get a goal. Mosquera in for good areas now. Hopefully he's onside here. Oh, he's hit the post. That was a golden chance. Oh boy, it's not happening for us in this game, and we will have a throw-in. Perez is indeed our next best taker, but not happening for us in this game. Still 2-0 down, although we do have another throw-in. We take that one short. That might be how we build up best at the moment, because those long ones don't seem to be working without Fuentes. Although we do knock it back to Lara. Ortiz. Up to Mosquera. Now Boya. What can he do? Perlaza. Over to Wormsley. Can we get something going in these last 13 minutes to at least get a goal back? I don't mind being 1 down, 2 down. It's a bit difficult. Perlaza in for Wormsley. Mosquera back to Boya. We're just waiting for a good chance to present itself. Well, it might not be coming if we're going all the way to Ortiz. Now Perez. Back to Boya. We play 1-4 for Mosquera. Can he find good areas at the front? No. Oh, yes, he can. But again, it's blocked there, just covering us so well. Still 2-0 with 10 to go in this first leg. Corner after 83 minutes. Boya's going to put this in. And Hell gets his head to it, but it's wide. Not happening. It continues to be the case. 84 minutes gone. Still 2-0 down. And Perez to put this in. Now, good areas is going to get there. It's out to Holazo. Here's a shot, but yet again, it's blocked. And it goes out to Carbonero. What can he do? Hopefully nothing. Boya tackles him. We're just not at the races today, I have to say. 5 to go, 2-0 down. Free kick as we approach the end of at the end of referee's time. It is headed clear and Buitrago just gets to it. Luckily, hopefully we can get something going right before the referee's whistle blows, but it's been a very disappointing performance from our boys today. We're going to need to really turn it around in the second leg. We try and find Wormsley. That's going to beat him into touch, and that's going to be the game, I think. 2-0. We will be facing that deficit as we go into the second leg, and that's not good enough, I'm afraid. 2 first half goals did a number on us, and you look at the shots, our XG is clearly better, but those shots on target of theirs both went in, and ours were just straight at the goalkeeper. A really poor performance. We can get angry at the boys, which we haven't had to do much. I'm going to fresh my arms. I'll just tell them I'm far from pleased. And we have a couple of days to try and turn things around against a team we have not been able to beat yet in this competition. We'll see how we get on. Okay, so we're here for the second leg. A few changes. Fuentes is back in for Buitrago and Serna in for Angel. Colombia got knocked out of the World Cup, so he is back, which could be big. America de Cali look very similar, but they're 4-2-3-1 this time, and they've also got 2 defensive midfielders, and they're free and behind the striker up a lot further forward, so it's going to be interesting to see how those changes work for them. They are kicking off playing left to right. We really need to turn things around here and get an early goal, hopefully, because, yeah, that first leg wasn't great. Perez makes an early tackle, but can't get the ball. Luckily, though, no highlight coming from it. It is 0-0 after 5 minutes. And we now have a throw in. Fuentes tries to put it long. Those long throws do seem a lot less effective all of a sudden. Maybe that's something that they've fixed over the winter update. Now, if we get the ball back though through Ortiz, and Fuentes tries to find Perlaza, but Lozano gets that and cuts it out for America de Cali. And now it's Pedreita who is down the right. That was probably the best I've said his name all episode. He puts a cross in. Lara gets to it though. And what's going to happen from here? It's a long highlight. We roll it out to Serna. Back from the World Cup. Can his experience prove the difference? Aloyo. Up to Oscar. Does a nice little flick to Perlaza, who will probably get tired quite soon in this game. Now Julian to Gutierrez. Some nice play. And Gutierrez buries that bottom left corner right. We're right back in this. An early goal after 5 minutes. And it is 1-0. One more goal. It's his 50th goal for the club, which is nice to see. Oh boy, hopefully this goes our way. Nice finish, some good interplay from the boys there, and it is 1-0 to Atletico Nacional. Can we keep this up and get things back level over the tie? Corner after 12 minutes, Julian to put it in. He tries to find Suna's head. Oh, what a start. This is 2-0 after 12 minutes. We're back on equal terms. This is what I was after. Such a poor first leg in terms of our finishing. Everything was going straight at the goalkeepers, but this time we're getting it either side of them. It helps so much. Suna, a lovely header from the Duran corner, and it's back to all square after 15 minutes of the second leg. Throw in that Fuentes will take deep in our half. We've really come out firing today, which is good to see. Some of our midfielders starting to get a bit tired. That's, I suppose, one concern. We might have to make some changes early in this game, but given the quality of the players that we've got out there, I'm hoping it will be okay in terms of the quality that they can produce for us. We got a bit of an attack going there, but it's been cut out by De Cali and Carbonero now on the counter, trying to get something going from just inside their own half, although now they hit it deep in their own half. And back to Lozano. They try and find, who is that? Acosta. Oscar nearly got that, but they just keep it now. Acute had to be offside there, didn't he? He was, I think, at the post. Luckily, though, he was offside. Free kick, and that's the highlight. Still 2-0 after 22 minutes, 2-2 on aggregate. Throw in to America de Cali here. They'll be looking to strike back and get their lead back. Hopefully we can keep that from happening. And Acuna is in here now. That looked offside. It seems like a goal that's going to be ruled out for offside, because otherwise they probably would be giving this straight away. VAR, help us out, please. Yeah, offside. It looked a bit too good to be true, and it might just be that way. You look at the ball here, and yeah, I think Ortiz has stepped up just enough to put him about a stride offside. It remains 2-2. Got away with that slightly, but we'll take it. Throw in that Fuentes will take as we approach the 40-minute mark. It is cut out his long throw, though. Yeah, I don't think they're as effective as I would like them to be compared to what they were doing earlier in the season. Now Cernic tidies up that clearance and it gets up to Oloyo. His last game for the club. He's about to join Leon. Oscar with a shot that's blocked. And that is the highlight. 2-0 as we come up to half-time. And indeed, we are up to half-time. A very good half. We haven't allowed a shot from the other end, so a much better performance if only we put this out in the first league. However, we still need a goal to wrap this up before penalties, which would be very nice. In terms of subs, I'll probably have to take Perlaza off because he's knackered, so we'll do that first. We will bring Buitrago on for him. He is the best of the rest of the midfielders on the bench, just to rate him a little bit over Lasso. I'll tell the boys that we are doing well, because I think we have been the better team. I mean, they haven't had a shot, so that's pretty clear. We'll pump the boys up, get them really ready to fire for this last 45 minutes of the first favours of the season. And can we get our first trophy, well, our first major trophy, with all due respect to the Colombian Community Shield? Hopefully we can get this trophy and secure our place in the group stage of next season's Copa Libertadores. Gutierrez runs in the box. It's a tackle, no foul. They clear it out to Cerna, and he is going to tidy things up. Aloyo, Buitrago, Fuentes. We knock it about nicely to start the second half. Hopefully something's going to come from it. Boya now up to Gutierrez. What is happening? Boya tries to find Perez. He does. Carbonero nearly got on the end of that. Now Duran with a shot, but it's a really poor one. Never looked like hitting the goal, and it's still 2-2 as we start the second half on aggregate. Another change we're going to have to make here. Boya, another midfielder who is knackered. Lasso will come on for him. We'll just switch these guys around and see if the tactical familiarity helps. It does, so we'll do that. That's two of our subs as we have just over 35 minutes left in the second half. Throw in that Fuentes will take 60 minutes in. Now Duran tries to get to it, but doesn't quite. Although it's only gone out as far as Buitrago. Although Carbonero does a good tackle on him to turn position over, although they boot it deep, and Perez will tidy things up for us. Plays it back into Cerna, who's had an immediate impact, really helped shore up that defence, and of course got a goal from the corner now. Oscar Piedrahita makes a tackle, but it only goes out to Aloyo, although this time his tackle is effective, but Cerna yet again, good header to get it into Buitrago. Now Fuentes putting a ball in. Oscar heads that back to Aloyo. Oscar, he buries it. 3-2. Here we go. Half an hour to go. We have turned this right around. This is more like it. This is what I know these boys can do, and I'm so glad they're doing it, because up until now we looked really average. Oscar hitting it down. Aloyo getting on the end of it. Good ball. And he tucks it away near post. The goalkeeper will be a bit disappointed with that, but It was some nice interplay between Oscar and Arroyo down the left. We just need to cling on now for the next half hour and hope it doesn't go to penalties. 74th minute, and it is America de Cali, I should say, with the ball. And they need a goal to get this game to penalties or extra time. There is no away goals in the Colombian finals, so it won't matter now. Acuna's put it in the back of the net again. I suspect this is offside yet again, though. The way that the referee's going to pull VAR up, that usually means it's not a goal. And indeed it isn't. We'll see if the replay shows it yet again. Some of the things they were getting away with in the first league with Cerna there to lead the line at the back, I think that's definitely helping. And the goal is ruled out now. We will make a change. Perez is on a red heart. A lot of players on red hearts, but I think we're going to focus on the defence for the rest of this game because the attackers have done the job. Murillo coming on for Perez. 13 minutes to go. Can we hold on? Let's find out. Goal kick in the last minute of regular time, although there is 5 additional, to America de Cali, but we cut it out, albeit we kick it straight back to them. So we just need to hold on for this next 5 minutes. Now Mancia out to Acosta. 3-0 on the day, 3-2 overall. Now Lasso with a lovely tackle. Rosario, though, will cut it out. Now Lozano, they have thrown bodies forward and Mancia. A good block, and he was offside. 4 more minutes, boys, and we have our first title, and we have continental football already guaranteed next season. 30 seconds to go. Lozano up to Castaneda. Vasquez. Lozano. Out to Carbonero. Do not let them in now. It would break my heart if this went to penalties after the start this game has had. They have a shot. It is wide. There's not long left. Come on. It's all over. What a comeback win that was. Somehow we've pulled that out. This home league, and we've been able to turn it around, and we get, I said our first major trophy. It's probably a bit disrespectful to the Colombian Community Shield, but we win the first phase of the league season, and given our league form, we thoroughly deserved it. We made it a lot harder than it needed to be, but there is our captain Aguilera lifting the trophy. We will be in the Copa Libertadores Group Stage next season. No qualifying for us. And the board should be very happy, which is what we want to see. Here comes the traditional, I was going to say a traditional cartwheel from the goalkeeper, but he's the captain, so it was a different player doing it at that time. I think it might have been Oscar, who, for a big lad, that's impressive. Got through. Boy, did we only just scrape through, though. That was a really tough tie. The second league, we absolutely dominated, luckily, because that first league, we just weren't at the races. Luckily, though, it was just a one-off. They didn't really fire a shot apart from a couple of goals that they got from being offside. And we are in the Copa Libertadores Group Stage for next season, and we've got our first trophy. That is a great performance. I've got to tell the boys that. And we will run you guys through the transfers that are coming up. And we'll also see what that's actually done for our managerial profile as well, because that's something else to consider now. We'll just flick through these. Yeah, I actually feel for you, mate, because you guys were so good in the first league, but we just did enough in that second league. 1.84 million, that's enough to pay for this Plaza deal. We'll please the board, that's good, because that's the minimum expectation. 1.4 million, so we haven't made much of a profit from winning that, but that's okay. Sooner on form, we'll tell him, oh, I've missed you, mate. You were so good in that game. I think that's the key. When we have him, he's our best player by far, straight back from the World Cup and delivering. Now, transfers. As you can see, we don't have much of a transfer budget left, so we've done pretty much everything we can. Angel's joining us full-time. We've already gone through that one. Sanchez is another one that we've gone through, a defender joining us on a free from Boca Juniors to Cali. Nicolas Guzman, he is replacing Juan Arroyo, who we let go for $3 million to Lyon. We spent $8 million on him. He had an $8.5 million release clause. He is Argentinian, so he's a foreigner, but a few bonuses. He's under 20, so we don't have to register him. And adding to that, he's from Valles, who are a team who are in the mix for the Copa Libertadores knockout round. So to pinch a player of this quality off a team like that is actually a really good deal, I think. He is a player who could be at this club for a long time, really promising, and he's going to step in right where Arroyo left off. After that, I think we covered Jose Acasiesta, the Peruvian centre-back joining us from our group rivals in the Copa Libertadores, Municipal, a good centre-back and who he can also play left-back, so he's very useful. We'll add a bit of left-back depth, which is something we need, as well as centre-back depth, which is good to see. We picked him up for about 1.2 million, given he's valued at 500,000. I think that's a deal, and I think he also just sneaks in with the not having to register him clause, which would be nice. Wilmer Mancia, now he is the player that we picked up with the extra money we got from the Arroyo deal, 1.9 million for this Colombian right back. He is joining us from America de Cali. As you can see, another very promising player, 1.9 million, a good deal considering that was his release clause. Lots of promise, some really good stats there, work rate, stamina, balance. I think he's going to be very good for us. He will be pushing Perez for that right back spot, which is only good, an area that we don't have a great deal of depth in behind Perez, I feel, so that was an important area to strengthen. We went over Patino, a Venezuelan guy I tried to pick up last window when he was injured. Probably not as good as I thought he would be, but he'll still provide some really good squad cover. Noah Francois, we went over this guy. I'm probably actually going to loan him back out because he isn't as good as I thought he was, so you probably won't see too much of him. Guilherme, I think we covered, a Brazilian, experienced Brazilian, 35 years old, deep-lying playmaker. He'll provide some great squad cover in that role. Justice Zulu, I think this is my best transfer in the series to date. $1.5 million, that was his release clause. A 19-year-old South African who's a bit more of an attacker than a defender, but look at some of these stats. He looks world-class promising. I love the look of him. He's going to slot right into the midfield, and unfortunately Juan Fuentes, I think, is going to have to go onto the bench. He just looks too good to leave out, and with Boya and Perlaza, I imagine that's going to be a young midfield who hopefully will stick around for a long time. And another bonus, 19 years old, so we don't have to register him, which is the bonus given he's a foreigner. We've also pinched Siyabonga Saboni from the Mamelodi Sundowns in South Africa. A free transfer. He looked decent. He's got a few good stats, and 18 years old. At the very worst, he can go into our under-20s and provide a bit of cover for us, but we'll see what we do with him when he comes. And we've got a scout coming in because we did the staff contracts. Juan Aloyo, as I said, he is going to be leaving us. 3 million from Leon. He was good. He's Colombian, so it's disappointing to let a Colombian go, but he was sort of fluctuating his ability. You can see some of his stats are really good, but he wanted to leave, but it seemed like a good time to cash in on him. He's going to Leon, and to be fair, I can't argue that that's a bigger team. So that's our transfer business. We're probably not going to do any more unless we get offers in. The one that if it came in now, if we got $20 million for Oscar again, I'll probably accept it because we've got Wormsley weighing in the wings and he could just step in where he left off. We have to change some of our set pieces, but it might be worth the effort because Oscar seems to be on the decline at the moment. I know he's been good. He's just got a goal that pretty much won us the league stage of the season, but yeah, he's interesting. If we go to our tactics, if we look at Oscar, you can see his stats. They're all on the way down. His potential ability's gone right down. I'm a little bit worried about him, and he's 29 years old. It might be a good time to cash in on him. We'll have a quick look at our profile. We've won the Liga Betplay de Mayor first stage thing. It hasn't helped our reputation too much. We're up to 60%, so 3-star. We're getting there steadily. We're also studying for our Continental A license now, which is nice. This club actually wants me to improve. Good stuff. So that's a really good end to the episode. The first half was pretty rough, but that is a lot better. And we can really somewhat bin off the second phase of the season here in Colombia, because if the board don't have any expectations, then we can just completely focus on the Cup and on the Copa Libertadores, which we might, I'm starting to wonder just how good in it will be if we did take a little bit of an effort to get past America de Cali there. So when we're going to be back, we'll play these first two games of the second phase league season off camera against Santa Fe and Tolima. And it will be a triple header in the next episode because 3 very important games. We've got the 2 legs of the second round of the Copa Libertadores against the Chilean side Universidad Católica, and in between those, our first game in the Colombian Cup for the season, the first leg of the second round away at Barranquilla, a team that we did beat twice in that semi-final group stage, so I'm pretty confident that we can get a result there as well, albeit we might be focusing mainly on the Copa Libertadores now with qualification for next season's group stage of that tournament already locked in. So if you enjoyed that comeback, then please do leave a like on today's video. Also subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and turn that notification bell on. Leave a comment, even if it was halfway through when you thought I was going to bowl it, because to be honest, I did too. And until the next episode, when we get back into continental football, which we've now guaranteed for next season as well, so you can expect me hopefully to stay here for a while at this club, then enjoy the rest of your day. Cheers.